Finale of Ahsoka is finally here. Let's hear my thoughts right now. Stay tuned. All right, we're back with the finale of the Ahsoka series, and with your host, Frank Zanca. I am an award-winning screenwriter and novelist and comic book writer, as well as a 18-year veteran in the film and television industry. Recently moved from Hollywood to Atlanta. So waiting for those strikes to be over and getting back to work, which probably won't happen until the end of the year. So let's talk about Ahsoka, and I've read everybody's little blurbs in my comment section, and people think I'm being too harsh with it, but I got to look at this thing from the point of view of a filmmaker and a writer, and all I can say to this is, thank God it's over. And before anybody asked, yes, I watched Rebels. Yes, I watched Clone Wars, and I liked them both. I mean, I love them both. I think, they had their highlights and they had their, mediocre episodes, but for the most part, it was very fun to watch, and the characters were great. And then we get to this, and the characters are not. It's the same characters, but only in name. I had one guy in the comment section say, I just didn't know Star Wars. I saw Star Wars in the theater in 1977. It changed my life. And for somebody to say I don't know Star Wars, what he's trying to say is I don't know Disney Star Wars, which I agree with that. I do not know Disney Star Wars. So ever since Rebels ended, which I guess was still Disney, but not really. It was still Lucasfilm. Even though this is Lucasfilm, but I think that Lucas was more involved with that one. Than Kennedy was, and Filoni was more tied to Lucas's vision than he is now. And if I don't know Disney Star Wars, I completely agree. I don't get it. I don't understand it. I had high hopes for the first movie in the sequel. Force Awakens, I had high hopes for that, just like everybody else. The second movie dashed those, and the third did not help. They changed the Force too much. I don't know what they did. I mean, I agree with what a lot of everybody said about the sequel trilogy, but let's not get into that. But Ahsoka, I love Ahsoka. I think she's great, and she was one of my favorite characters. And this is just not Ahsoka. She doesn't act like Ahsoka, and we start out with in this episode with Ezra constructing a lightsaber, and of course, Hu Yang there, just happens to know Kanan, and was saving a part for him. Come on, man, really? We're gonna connect it that much when just coincidence? See, this script is bad. I mean, there's just bad writing as far as I'm concerned. It feels like they went off a first draft. There's so many holes in here. I can't imagine during a read through nobody pointing this stuff out. And so now we're into this little communication between him and Hu Yang, and he's building a lightsaber, and he says, "Oh," he immediately turns it on. Where did the kyber crystal come from? You got kyber crystals just hanging out. I thought, according to Clone Wars, right? Everybody's, so high on Clone Wars. They had to go into the caves and be tested to get their kyber crystals, right? But yet it's just hanging out like the Infinity Stones in Loki. Just open a desk drawer. It just happens to be a whole bunch of kyber crystals there. Come on, man. I thought they were hard to come by. Nope, not here. Just whatever. Just got a pile of them. I can go down to the fish market and get 5 for $1. So right there, I was already rolling my eyes. Then on top of that, we had this conversation with, among many, of Sabine and Ahsoka chatting. And not once do we get the reckless speech. She's sitting there going, "You did the right thing, baby. You're awesome. Yeah, you did the right thing." "I did?" "Yes, you did. Everybody's where you're supposed to be." Huh. Come on, man. She just destroyed the freaking galaxy and you're giving her the attaboy? What is going on? Then we get, poor fight scene after poor fight scene after poor fight scene. And we get, he's leaning so hard into this samurai thing that it's crazy. So now we get a samurai sword that gets created by the witches. And out of her head, I don't even know how that even works. But, I mean, they pulled energy out of her head to make the sword. And obviously the sword was there so she could fight Ahsoka. That was the whole thing, was that it wasn't going to get destroyed by a lightsaber. Okay, whatever. And, it was probably better off just getting some kind of a Vishkar blade and leave it at that. And, of course, the hilt looked like a lightsaber. It was just very strange. So then we're fighting stormtroopers. So, first of all, they're running right on the little pack animals there, the howlers, and they're literally raining blaster fire, and they evade every single one of them. Every single one. Literally, it's raining, and they're evading every single one. They're pushing it too far. They push the, don't worry about it, thing. And, audience, don't worry. Don't worry. Just don't even bother thinking about it. It makes me, it's fine. It's stupid. Why can't we admit that it's stupid? And then, she says, meanwhile, Sabine has shown absolutely no force tendencies up to this point. And she says, "Sabine, help out." I'm like, what, huh? And then she can't really block anything. At least they did that in one of the fight and said, go to her blasters. I'm like, thank God. That's the first thing I was thinking. And then we have zombie stormtroopers who have been cut down by, I don't know why they're not cut in half. Their arms aren't coming. I mean, we literally had Ezra chop one out of the knees, but his legs didn't come off. But yeah, he just got back up. What? I mean, I read the little zombie stormtrooper book with Han Solo. I forgot what it was called, Death Troopers or something like that. But that was more of a virus thing, it had nothing to do with magic. Zombie troopers is a bad idea. It's a bad idea. It was okay in the book because we knew that it was the general storyline of the book, but not in regular Star Wars, man. You can't do that. And their eyes are glowing. Oh my God, it was like a bad horror movie. So then we have the fight scene with Ahsoka. She just says, "Everybody just go, stop throwing," right? And all the stormtroopers are coming in and firing at her while she's trying to fight Morgan, right? But then they're surrounded. They're literally in a circle, and they stop firing. What? Why would they stop firing? They have her at any which way she goes, she's dead. She has one lightsaber now, and they just stop firing. Oh, man. I don't know. And then we get, Sabine can pull a lightsaber. Wow, okay. Then she goes from, she just pulled a lightsaber, which is the biggest thing she's ever done with the Force at this point, to, yes, you can make the jump. I'm going to push you. If you miss, he's going to his death, right? But we went from 0 to 100, where now she could just push him. What is going on? What is going on? We're just supposed to roll with this? She's shown no Force tendencies up to this episode. She barely gets to pull a lightsaber, and then she's able to throw him hundreds of miles. At least feet. Hundreds of feet. I meant that. I was like rolling my eyes going, what is going on here, people? How did you write this? And somebody said, Filoni, man. That's great. That's great. How did you get an applause out of this? So he gets up there and she decides to go help Ahsoka. And then we go to Thrawn and we go, long live the Empire. And he's gone with Ezra on it. And they go back to first of all, they get to escape, right? They jump off the platform because the platform's getting fired on by the Star Destroyer. And they jump off, and I'm like, what are they doing? And the ship picks them up. I physically did one of these while I was watching it. That ship was destroyed. It crashed. There was no way that thing was getting fixed in the amount of time that it took them to run with the Howlers, have the fight scene. Literally, they fixed it in 20 minutes. What? And those TIE fighters were the worst. They couldn't even destroy the ship that was barely moving. And then they ran right into it. Those things are way more maneuverable than that. That's their whole thing, is that they're highly maneuverable but don't have shields. That's all the whole thing. And they couldn't get out of the way of the ship coming at them. Horrible, horrible. And then they fix the ship, so then, oh my God, they jump onto it. Man, so bad. So then you have him go, to Dathomir. So that's where that cuts. And then we're all wondering where Shin and Baylan are this entire episode. And they show them for a quick second. Here's where they were this whole time. What? It took Shin, 10 years to get back to our encampment. And he's doing some kind of Lord of the Rings thing following the finger. What? So we don't even find out what Baylan even wanted for all these episodes. And apparently he wanted to be on the planet by himself? What? I'm so confused by any of this. Nothing written leads us up to that, where it's an aha moment. Nobody knows. Nobody understands. I don't think Filoni understands. We'll just keep him on the planet. Whatever. Then, at the end, it even gets more stupid, because somehow Ezra steals a Imperial shuttle, and Thrawn just lets it get off the ship. What? He would have blown that thing to hell. He doesn't care who's on it. He didn't give any orders for a shuttle to launch. And why would it launch when they just got out of hyperspace on Dathomir? And the ship's going in completely the wrong direction. Then Hera and her team let the ship land without knowing who is on it. What? And we're all supposed to say, oh, is it really Ezra? Is it really Ezra? Of course it is. There was no mystery there. And they let the stormtrooper land, the Imperial. Why? Why would they let that land without him saying, hey, Hera, it's me. Let me land. So stupid. So stupid. Anybody tells me differently, you're going to have to give me some kind of example about why that's not stupid. So, and if you really love this thing, you thought this thing was better than the first Star Wars movie, more power to you, man. Again, I'm envious of you that you did not take the pill on this one, because my pill is so black it's crazy. This is, to me, this isn't even Star Wars. Like I said before, it's a generic sci-fi show, along the lines of Barbed Wire. So this was not good. And if this is where the lead up of the movie for the Mandalorian movie, I could skip it. I don't want him destroying characters for me anymore. In fact, the Sabine Hot Toys figure just came out. I had no desire. Before I would have. With Clone Wars, with Rebels, I would have. But not this. This destroyed that character. I keep saying that character's a villain. And Ahsoka saying, Well, if you didn't disobey everything, if you didn't destroy the entire galaxy, Ezra wouldn't have made it home. Okay, safety of numbers, maybe? Safety of the entire galaxy? No, doesn't mean anything to you? No? Okay, he's going to reignite the Empire? Okay. You know, what's the Vulcan saying there? Oh my God. Wow. I don't know what to say about this thing. If you guys loved it, like I said, then more power to you, man. But from a writer's point of view and a producer's point of view, this thing should not have gone through the first read through. I would have sent that writer back to rewrite it because there was just too many holes, man. Too many things going. What? What? Anyway, let me know what you guys think. You feel free to tell me I don't know anything about Star Wars. Feel free. Ain't gonna hurt my feelings. I have my Star Wars in my heart. First 3 movies. And yeah, I like Clone Wars and Rebels. Those are probably the best things for me. Because again, I didn't even like the prequels. But, and the sequels are, I think everybody just likes those. I'll stick with Luke, Leia, and Han for my Star Wars. And maybe that's the only thing I need to understand and appreciate. All right, and it's too bad because I really like Ahsoka and I really like her adventures. So it's too bad it just didn't make it from animation to live action. Not for me anyway. All right, so remember to like and subscribe. Thank you so much for watching, whether you agree or disagree with me. I'm okay if you do disagree with me. Again, I'm very happy that you liked it. And but that's just from my point of view. All right, so I'm gonna pitch my own stuff so you can see how my writing is, and you can make fun of my writing. It's okay. Tales of Ravenor the Iron Witch, my first fantasy novel. It's got plenty of action and a new magic system and little cultures. The whole continent's made up of different cultures, so we have the Egyptians and Greeks and Asians, etc. Although I don't go that heavy into the samurai like what's his face did. And then if you're like sci-fi, which I assume you do because you're watching Star Wars, this is Destiny of Row. It's my 4-novel series. We just released the first audiobook. It's also a board game and an RPG. So you can delve into this world. It's got plenty of sci-fi action and androids and aliens and a whole bunch of other stuff and a huge twist if you see that one coming. And my characters in here, everybody seems to enjoy them. Then I have Lords of LA. This is my vampire mob in the 50s. I am working on the Kickstarter for the second novel, a second issue. And this is 48 pages, so technically it's a double-sized issue. And that's it for me. Again, thank you so much for watching, and you have a great day, and check out some of my other videos that are going to pop up.